Hello, 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 my loves. I have asked Spirit to give me the energy insight messages for our current eclipse season that lasts from now. Actually, it began about a week ago. About a week ago, so August 22nd and 23rd, we had a new moon that was the official opening of eclipse season. And this energy is going to be wildly activating and transforming through October 21st and even towards the end of October as the energies and beyond, really, as the energies continue to integrate in. We also went through a really intense Mercury retrograde in Leo period that was another 6 to 8 week intense portal of transformation through the month of July and the beginning of August. So the collective energies right now are wild. They're activating, they're intense, and it is all happening to support our highest evolution and expansion. Collectively, this year, so this calendar year of 2025, is a 9-year and holds the energy of a snake. So what this means in general is that the overarching energetic umbrellas of this year are holding the snake energy of transformation, of shedding skin and stepping into newness, rebirthing yourself into the world. So a lot of layers are going to be shedding, releasing, completing, and you are moving into a whole new embodied energy. And so through that process, there is this shedding of layers that is going to occur. This is kind of amplified through the 9-year energy. So the number of 9 is a completion of a 9-year cycle. In numerology, we work with the numbers 1 through 9 as the cycle. So because we are in a 9-year collectively, we are also at the ending, completion, resolution, conclusion of many different aspects and areas of our lives. It's going to hit us all a little bit differently, but this year being transformative is an understatement. We've really been forged in the fires and are being asked to come out of this year in brand new energy. And so throughout the journey, throughout the year so far, now that we are ending August and beginning September, the time of my recording this is Friday, August 29th. So as we are coming into the last few months of the year, we can see how the last 8 months has been full of that spiraling up, that transformative energy of clearing, dissolving, rising, clearing, dissolving, rising. And for many of you, for many of us, I'll put myself in there included, this eclipse season, this eclipse portal is one of the main events, one of the main catalysts that is going to carry us and propel us and activate us forward over the next 6 months and beyond. So all of that in heart, all of that in mind, the bigger picture, understanding what's going on in the collective, I felt to ask Spirit to give me the energy, insight, and the messages for this entire eclipse season. And so with that, Spirit made me aware that this eclipse season is going to be expanding and activating us in multiple phases. So today's message, I am just going to speak to what they are saying is like phase 1 of eclipse season. So I will be offering the information as each phase opens up and then offer what's moving as I live the wisdom and integrate into my own life experiences as well as we move through this eclipse season. So today's message is going to be focused on that first phase 1 messages of this eclipse season. And as the rest of this energy continues to unfold and the other phases of information and awareness drop in for me, I invite you to come along the journey with me. I am softly opening the doors to my new membership community where all of the other full audio messages, transmissions, and lessons will be offered. I am so honored to open this space, open this soul sanctuary, and to do this life thing with you a little bit closer in proximity. So if you feel called to join this journey and join the membership, you can visit lisaharriet.com/membership. Or you can go directly to my Patreon community at www.patreon.com/lisaharriet. All of the links will also be available wherever you are listening to this or receiving this. Just look for wherever the description shares that you can click the link and receive it. It will be such an honor to have you within the membership. If you resonate with it, if you desire to join that journey with me and the others who will be coming along, it is such a deep honor to be your guide and to walk this path alongside of you. So thank you for coming along if you resonate with that. Okay, my loves, let's dive into the first phase of eclipse season, the messages, what's come through. I'm also going to share what this has looked like for me on my journey to give you some deeper insight. I really love sharing what this looks like for me, as I have found so much wisdom comes through as I'm sharing my personal journey with you as well. Just to give you a little overview of what's to come in the rest of this audio transmission. Okay, my loves, let's dive in. Eclipse season, phase 1, which we are currently in. We've been in this energy, as I said, for about a week now. Spirit is letting me know that these energies are going to run for at least a few more days, possibly another week. Also, with that being said, each of us is going to go through this eclipse portal in our own way at our own soul's pace. So if you are listening to this and it's later in the month or later in the time or later in the eclipse season, that is okay. Your soul is meant to receive this energy and meant to receive these messages when it is precisely meant to. So trust the timing of when you are receiving this, regardless of what is going around the calendar, right? These messages are timeless, even though they are moving through the lens of the eclipse portal. So I felt to just throw that in there. Spirit said, make sure that they know whenever they are receiving these messages and however it applies to their lives, it is truly timeless, even though we are grounding in through the current energies. So eclipse season phase 1 is all about letting go. The message here came in really strongly and really clearly for me the other day. As you might be able to hear in my voice, I have been very under the weather. I've been fighting some really fierce and gnarly germs that have affected my voice and my ability to speak. And so I went back to my roots of writing the channeled messages that were coming through. And so I'm going to read that to you right now, and then we will move through whatever else wants to be shared around it as I go. So being asked to let go, just sit with that for a moment. You're being asked to let go. What are you fighting for? What are you fighting up against? When you surrender and let go as the act of rebellion, it allows you to rise. When you're holding on and gripping to maybe that one olive branch, it's keeping you stuck and it's keeping you small. So the energy here is asking for you to let go. Let go of old beliefs, ways of thinking, outdated perceptions, habits, and especially identities that you have attached your I ams to. Any I am identities that you have wrapped yourself up in, the ones that are acting as egoic protection from the leap of letting go into uncertainty and also into your higher liberation. What awaits you is so worth the courage it takes to truly loosen your grip and let go, even just a little bit. Letting go is the action step, especially in the areas you feel stuck around and or keep beating the same drum. Letting go, even temporarily, will bring you deep, renewed clarity. Letting go will create the space that is needed for what's making its way to you. Surrender right now into the moment, feeling source, universe, creator, spirit, the highest divine intelligence of love that exists. Know that you are supported and safe as you let go. The fight will keep you swirling against your own current. When you lay down your sword as the act of rebellion, when you focus on the new and the now you are building, you free yourself in love. Give yourself permission to let go. And if you're not there yet, consider this your permission slip to ease your grip. It's so important on our evolutionary soul journeys and our co-creative path with our soul and with our highest selves to honor the truth that evolution and growth requires us to shed those layers like the snake. It requires us to let go. When we grip and when we hold on, we anchor ourselves into the past. And there are some things that are not meant to come with us into the new seasons and into the new stages. What will always remain solid and strong internally is your truth, the essence of you as a unique, individualized expression of source, of creator, of the universe, empowered in your own way to create your own way. And moving forward with our lives requires a degree of letting go in order to rise. So I'm going to share what that's looked like for me over just this last week. The other night, the way that I was called to work with this energy and integrate these messages was through a practice that I call brain dump and delete. So I will hop on my laptop or hop on my iPad, pull up a blank page, and I will type whatever wants to come out, whatever wants to move through me Writing is just one way that I personally process information. So it's really supportive for me to do that. And once I am feeling complete and done with getting all of the shit out, I hit the delete button. And let me tell you, as I'm moving through that, so many subconscious or underlying layers that I wasn't currently aware of surface. And so much energy is freed through me. And I always feel so much lighter afterwards. And I also gain so much clarity in order to move forward. So I encourage you to do that practice or journal with pen and paper, and then you can burn whatever comes through. The energy here is to brain dump and just get it all out. If that doesn't feel supportive for you, or that's not really your style, it may also be supportive to connect with somebody who can hold a neutral space for you to process through expression, where you can just speak and get it out and move that energy through. So either with yourself, letting yourself freely express the words through you, and the intention here is to alchemize, clear, and delete, dissolve any of that energy, or being in a safe and sacred space with somebody else who can hold that space for you to alchemize. So some people may think of this as like a venting session, right? Getting it all out there. But we are not doing anything with what comes out except for getting it out and letting that energy be transmuted into light and into new form. So holding yourself to that energy, if you do a verbal venting alchemy practice for yourself, but letting that clear the energy from you and letting it clear from your space. So welcoming in the light afterwards, and knowing that anything that was expressed through you was with the intention to dissolve, delete, clear it, and let it transmute into higher forms. That is another way that would be really supportive in this energy. So the Virgo energy that we're in astrologically, with the sun sign in Virgo right now, is really earth-based, so body-based and earth-based, but it's also a mental energy sign. So moving mental energy through the body. So for me, that looked like brain dumping and writing and getting it out and then deleting. For some of you, that may be the vocal expression and venting of getting that out. For others of you, let me give you a third way to apply this, and really being active in your letting go process would be holding the intention to let go of what no longer serves you, and get as specific as you feel to. So maybe choosing an area of your life that has felt really sticky or stuck, or getting even more specific if there are habits or patterns or feelings that have been really stuck or swirling in your field. You can also welcome that intention while moving your body. So going for a walk in nature, doing some deep breathing, and maybe even a yoga practice, going for a run, something active that's going to move the energy through your body, but you're moving with the intention of dissolving, deleting, and clearing any energies, any programming, anything that no longer serves your highest good. You are doing the action with the intention of letting go and clearing out what no longer serves you and what's not coming with you. Holding that intention with the action, whether it's through more mental processing like journaling and writing, or through body-based processing with movement and breath, Either way, you are going in with the intention of letting go and alchemizing that energy into a new form, into a higher form. You are entering this portal of transformation for yourself of alchemy by choosing to let go and lighten your field so that the clarity on the other side can come in. When you take these actions with that intention, the outcome is potent and it's powerful, and it transforms internally the energy that you are holding. So these eclipse energies and messages are meant to be integrated. They are meant to not just come in as information, but they are meant to come in as awareness that you are then applying to your life in some way, in the way that it's going to support you and nourish you through this expansion. It's a conscious, intentional way of working with the energy at the level that you choose to. So for me, the other night, this looked like brain dumping on my laptop and just getting it all out there. And what's interesting is that since I've done that practice, I've noticed other moments. I'm not working out right now, so normally I would also do the body-based practices, but because my body has been physically fighting this yucky, symptomatic, germy things, I have not been moving my body a whole lot. And so it's been really interesting how other layers of letting go have also shown up just in my own mental processing as the week has gone on. But the main piece for me was sitting down, having a devotional practice with strong intent to let go of what no longer serves me and to create the space for the new that is wanting to come in for me. So I pray and encourage you to do that in a way that feels good to you, that feels nourishing, empowering, and supportive to you. And I guarantee that when you do that devotional practice, take as much time as you're able, even if it's only 10 minutes here or there, or if you're able to do a longer ritual for yourself, please do. Any little bit, I promise you, will help. Any little bit, whether it's 1 minute of event session or an hour of a full sacred ceremony for yourself. Any little bit is wildly transformative, and I pray that you give yourself the time and the space to prioritize that so that you are consciously and intentionally letting go and aligning your energy into the new that is wanting to come in for you, that is meant for you. As we let go, we create the space to allow in the desires on the other side of this letting go medicine. What has shown up for me through my own process and journey of letting go, clearing out, and intentionally moving those energies through me has been soul deep, and I'm going to share what's come through for me. So I encourage you to take what resonates, leave the rest, apply that awareness to your own experiences, and see what lands for you. I would love to hear what shows up for you as you do that. And if you desire to go deeper with me and closer proximity, join the membership. Join the membership, my loves. There will be a live intuitive guidance call this month where we can dive into some of that together. And within the level 2 tier of the membership called Co-Create, there is ongoing access to guidance with me and integration support, as well as community connection in a really beautiful communication space. So sit with that. And if you feel called to join me there, I would be so honored to have you. As I was moving through my process of letting go and moving that energy through me, it was really interesting. The first thing that showed up was about owing people something that I'm in relationship with, when I have been the one who generously showed up, contributed, was always there for them, prioritized the connection with them, and where it has not been reciprocated. So I was feeling this underlying program, this underlying energy of, for some reason, whatever that reason is, I felt like I had owed them something. Even though I knew that I was the one who was showing up, even though I knew that I was the one who was doing my part. And when we are in connections with others, when we're in relationships with others, that is a two-way street. It's a two-way street. And when I began observing that those relationships were not reciprocal, and I was the only one who was showing up to the relationship, I was the one essentially keeping it alive or keeping it going. And this has definitely been a major theme in my personal life over the last many years. I would say well over 10 years, even probably since my childhood and my teen years, where I have a big, beautiful heart. I'm a very generous, caring person. And when I am in close, intimate relationships with people, I go all in, right? I give my all, I show up, I contribute, I am there. And I prioritize the people that I care about in my world. And so many times, honestly, too many that I can count, it has been shown to me that it was a one-way relationship where I was the one who was contributing and they were not. It was not a reciprocal energy. Or maybe it started off that way and then the other person did not continue showing up for me or for the we, right? For the relationship dynamic. And so many times on my journey, I can feel that awareness now of, wow, I felt like I owed them something. And now I've let go that I don't owe them anything. I don't owe them anything. I showed up, I did my part, that was my job. And that is my role in relationships, right? But I can't do the other side of that relationship. I can't be the reciprocity. I can only do my part. And so what I noticed is each time I would witness this pattern and I would possibly communicate it and mention it to them and see what happened and to let them know how I was feeling and seeing how they respond to that. And most times it would be words. They would acknowledge and say that they understood what was going on, but it wasn't followed up with action. And so for me, when that began to occur and the reciprocity wasn't showing up with action, I would then gently pull away. And what that looks like for me is not being the one to initiate, not being the one to reach out, not being the one to honestly show up for the relationship anymore, because I had done that for so long. And ultimately, if they want to continue being in a relationship with me, they're going to have to show me that they're going to show up. And if they don't show up for it, then that's their choice. That's on them. And I, in another layer of letting go, am letting go of that. Like letting go of the relationships that are not reciprocal. And if they're not showing back up in my world to be reciprocal, I feel really good about letting that go, letting those connections dissolve, letting those dynamics dissolve, letting them be. And I'm not holding on to any of that because I know that anything that I let go of is creating space for higher dynamics and more nourishing, supportive, and empowering connections and relationships to come into my world. And by holding on and by gripping to being the only one in the relationship, just because I had this feeling of I owe them something, is not serving me and it's not serving them. It's holding both of us back energetically. And I don't want that for me and I don't want that for them. So transmuting this energy of I owe them something into no, I don't. Into I don't owe them shit. Into I did my part and I feel confident about that. And I know that by letting go of these energies and this belief system that was within me is freeing me and is liberating me to now align into higher relationship dynamics. Whether that means in relationships that I am currently in and evolving within, or if that means the relationships will naturally dissolve themselves. And I am so good in my heart either way. Because I've cleared this energy that I owe them something, because I've cleared this energy of not feeling responsible to hold it all and to be the only one. And I'm freeing myself so that more aligned connections in my current relationships that I will remain evolving with and growing with, and in the new ones that are coming in. The new ones that are coming in are going to hold this energy signature, the essence of reciprocity, because that's now the new standard that I am holding for my relationships as I move forward. So this one piece of letting go for me unlocked so many doors of freedom, liberation, and potential for higher experiences, more nourishing, supporting, and empowering experiences and relationship dynamics to come on in. It has also amplified my appreciation for the sacred, reciprocal, expansive, soul-nourishing relationships that I do have right now in my experience. I am so deeply grateful for them. I am so deeply thankful for them. I value and appreciate them even more now because I know how significant that truly is. And I bless and release the other connections that were not able to hold that same standard with me and alongside of me. And that's okay. There's no hard feelings. They're on their journey and I'm on mine. I'm going my way, you go your way, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That is even divinely aligned because we are still rising, even if we're rising on different paths that are no longer connected or intertwined in close connections. The next thing that I unraveled about letting go was how these individuals that were showing up in my world and others, even in general, this was kind of a big theme, was letting go of how they think of me, how they perceive me, or how they feel about me evolving out of these relationship dynamics. Because ultimately, how they move forward is their responsibility. How they choose to move forward is on them. And again, I did my part to the best of my ability with my whole heart. And now, instead of staying loyal to a person or instead of staying loyal to a relationship that became one-sided or became no longer resonant because of how my energy has shifted and evolved. Now I'm staying loyal to my highest resonance and soul path forward. Sometimes people don't do anything quote unquote wrong, but your energy and your consciousness and your path is moving in a different vibrational direction, is moving in a different vibrational consciousness. And when that happens, there's going to be dissonance in some of the relationships. Sometimes those relationships will reorganize and recalibrate and come on that vibrational wave with you. Other times, there will be a split where your consciousness, your awareness, your operating system is now vastly different from theirs. And when that split happens, there's too much dissonance between you. And that creates a disconnection in your energetic fields. And when you hold on to something that is dissonant, no longer aligned with your truth, no longer aligned with your highest truth, no longer aligned with the truths that you are now stepping into and walking forward in, that's going to cause friction. It's going to be uncomfortable to be in their energy or around them. And that dissonance is meant to be honored, just like your higher resonance and the direction that you're headed and the vibrations and the energies and the people and the consciousnesses and the operating systems that feel so good to be around and to be in. So allowing yourself to understand that there may be these splits where this is resonant and this no longer is, and there's too much of a gap to try and force a connection. And so for me, the other side of letting go how they're thinking of me, perceiving me, or feeling about how I'm evolving out of the relationship dynamics means that I am staying loyal to my highest resonance and my highest path forward. And I'm no longer staying loyal to the dissonance in the connection or in that relationship. And by me letting go of how they think of me, how they perceive of me, or how they feel about me evolving, also gives them the opportunity to grow, to heal, to evolve too, in whatever that looks like for them. Because how they move forward is their responsibility. It is not mine. We're letting go of the responsibility of others in that way. We're letting go of pleasing them and abandoning ourselves in the process. By choosing to stay loyal to your highest resonance, your heart, your soul, and your path forward, and doing it all with love, right? We send them love, we send them compassion, we send them beautiful blessings, and we allow ourselves to go on our own path, our own way, even if that means our closer or intimate connection is dissolving through the process. When you allow yourself to let go in that way and let go in love, let go of pleasing, let go of abandoning yourself, and become loyal to your highest resonance, so much will open up for you on the other side. You will become more of a magnet to the miracles that are meant for you on that higher path. It's courageous to let go, but my love, you are so strong. you are so, so strong. The next layer that showed up for me was letting go of wishing, hoping, desperate to be chosen energy. Oof, that was lingering so deeply in my subconscious energy field from old wounds of my heart and feeling rejected. For deep wounds of feeling insignificant, like no one cared, and that my needs were not important, and that no one cared about my experiences, that no one cared about what was important to me, or my dreams, or what lights me up beyond belief. These are things I actually have moved through those layers so much over the last 3 to 5 years, like deep layers, deep work around that. And so I'm giggling about it because this layer that presented of letting those layers go felt like the last of them, hopefully for a while. Because as I said, that it was like the final layer. I really felt, I was surprised that showed up again. I was surprised that there was still some of that lingering in my energy and lingering in my fields because I had done so much work around it the last 3 years. And so I'm giggling because I feel the lightness of it, and it's fascinating to me that I can even see that was one of the things that I was letting go of even recently, and how I don't feel any of that right now. It doesn't even feel like that was my truth, even though in those moments I was moving through it, it was. But I'm no longer holding it. I'm no longer in that space. I'm no longer holding on to that energy because I let it go. Because I alchemized it into love. I transmuted it into love. I transmuted it into light. I moved it out of my field and into new form. I let go of that need to be chosen that was lingering from those wounds of feeling rejected and insignificant. And one of the things that has been so deeply healing for me has been choosing myself over and over and over again, and honoring my needs, honoring the value of my experiences, honoring what's important to me, honoring my dreams, honoring what lights me up beyond belief, and caring for myself in the ways that I have been asked to. Because ultimately, we are the ones responsible for filling those needs first and becoming holy in our wholeness. And when we have wounds like that, these things were really deep for me. So when we have deep wounding, the medicine is healing, right? Healing equals wholeness. And so that journey of healing for me has been massive. And so when this last layer, what feels like a last layer of letting that go of, desperate to be chosen, it was so freeing on my heart, knowing that I feel holy and whole in myself, choosing myself, honoring myself, and really coming back to my truth that I am loved, that I am cared for, that my needs, desires, dreams, and what lights me up beyond belief it's important to me. It's important to me. It's significant to me. It's meaningful to me. It's a priority to me. And that, coming from that energy, letting that be plenty, is so deeply healing. It's so deeply healing. It is beyond words and worlds. And had I not allowed myself to let go of those beliefs and energies and feelings that I was hanging on to, had I not allowed myself to let go of those wounds, I wouldn't be standing here in this holy, healed energy around those things, speaking to you about it with such lightness and ease and pride, even for how far I've come on that piece of my journey. That letting go was profound at every layer, and especially at this one that just showed up. The last energy that I felt important to talk about, there's been many other layers that have surfaced for me, but I really wanted to choose the ones that felt most relevant to offer to you. And so the last one was letting go of controlling the timeline. So even just this past week, right before I started feeling sick, I was completing the tech-grounded pieces of getting the Miracle Frequency membership up, grounded, and ready for the doors to open. I was so excited to get it out there, to welcome you in, to officially open the doors and begin this part of the journey, because it has been on my heart for so long. And what's fascinating is that by letting go of controlling the timeline, because this illness made me have a hard pause, to rest, recalibrate, fine-tune, and really get into this energy that was even more clear, even more grounded, even more heart, soul, truth centered, even more aligned, and really solidified in my being, in my energy, in my cells. And I was really in a moment of almost rushing to open those doors, because I was excited, right? Because I've been waiting for it, because the time was now, you know? And so I completed this whole, this tech piece, and I was so thrilled about it. And then I get sick and I have this hard pause, a hard reset. And part of me was like, okay, team you, okay, spirit, a little bit what the fuck, And then I was realizing that I was being asked to let go of controlling the timeline. Because had I rushed that, or had I could have opened the doors earlier. I could have done that, or I could have forced myself to get other things up and into it this week, right? But that would have been misaligned and premature. And so I'm giggling about it, because this pause and letting go of controlling the timeline has now felt even more blessed and purely aligned and divine, where fast forward a week and so much has recalibrated and integrated and solidified and become so precise and so clear that had I not paused for that week of letting those things settle in and unfold, I could have opened the doors prematurely and then had to work through the really uncomfortable layers of misalignment in the aftermath. And so by trusting that these symptoms, that this illness was also divine, a divine detour, was also significant, was also reminding me to let go of controlling the timeline and let my soul lead fully. Our souls are not in a rush. They know the order of operations. The divine source universe knows the order of operations. And most often it is not in the order that we think it is meant to be in with our limited human minds. And so when we open our minds, when we open our hearts, when we open our energy to soul, to source, to spirit moving through us, when we let go of controlling the timelines, when we allow things to unfold by remaining present in the process, then the doors open with precise alignment. And that is not always something that can be predicted or planned, which is also another lesson that I have been learning. Some things can be planned, some things can be set in stone in advance, but many things cannot. And so letting go of controlling the timelines and allowing this pause and trusting in the divine unfoldment of it all has been such a gift for me and now for we on this journey. Because now you are receiving the ripple effect of that medicine. You're receiving the ripple effect of me letting go of that and of all the other things that I've let go of as well. Because this is fresh, new, present energy, right? And opening up the doors to this membership that I'm now able to do. And the softness of the opening, which was the words that Spirit gave me, and the energy of it just feels so, so good to me. The soft opening of it and welcoming you in to this space and to this energy with me and with the others on the journey. Shall you resonate with coming along with us? And either way, this transmission was meant to come through for you and for all of us as a collective. And I am so deeply grateful for the message and the energy theme for this phase of the Eclipse portal around letting go as the catalyst for our continued expansion, evolution, growth, and ultimately manifesting our higher timelines into our physical, human, lived experiences, bringing us more joy, more love, more lightness, and more of all of the things that bring us deep, deep, deep wellness and fulfillment. That is the name of the game, my loves. I would love to complete and close out this experience together today with a quote that came into my awareness many, many years ago when I was going through a really challenging breakup and was having a very hard time letting go. And I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew it was time to loosen my grip and let go. And this quote has just supported me so profoundly over many years. Each time that on my evolutionary journey and on my growth journey, letting go has been a theme. I'm not sure who said this quote, so if you know it, please let me know and give them credit. But here it is. Some people think holding on makes you strong, when really it's letting go. You, my love, are so strong. You are so courageous. You are a big, beautiful, brave heart, ready to evolve and rise into higher levels of liberation and into higher levels of love, joy, and fulfillment as a soul in human form. It is such a gift to be here with you, to be on this journey with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I pray that you received so much from this And if you desire to continue on this journey with me in closer proximity, with more audio transmissions, monthly sessions, surprise live intuitive guidance sessions, I would love to have you inside of the Miracle Frequency membership. You can join with the links wherever they are around this audio transmission, however you are receiving it. And I pray that if you resonate, that you will get even more out of becoming a member of our community there. I love you so much, and I am looking forward to our next divine encounter soon. May the rest of your day be blessed. I love you.